bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
A look now at how ankle bracelets and intense supervision are helping to curb sexual violence in New Jersey. Hi, I'm Janelle Wolf, and you're watching Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is Sean Asay. He's operations captain and acting assistant director for the State Parole Board's Division of Parole. We're talking today about GPS monitoring of sex offenders, and we welcome you to Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello, Janelle.
Let's talk a little bit about how the process works. These guys are fitted up with an ankle bracelet, and you are able to know where they're going.
Right. We have a two-piece tracking device, one piece permanently affixed to the offender's leg, and another piece that they carry with them when they're outside their residence. They charge that equipment daily. And then we get data that's both contemporaneous, telling us where they are at the moment whenever we make that request, and also recording that data. And we store that data for 3 years so that if there's an incident, we can go back with our law enforcement partners and look at that data. How
effective has it been in making this issue, I guess, less of a problem in New Jersey?
Well, we made a report to the legislature when our 2-year pilot program was drawing down, and let them know that the data looked to us like we were having success with this program. Only one sex crime committed by an offender while they were being monitored in a 2-year period. These are obviously our highest risk sex offenders, and one offense is too many, but given the data that we see across the country, we think that that's a success story for this program, and so we've continued to increase the number of offenders we're monitoring.
For people that don't know what a GPS device is, from my understanding, it basically just tells you where they're going, but it doesn't let you take a look at what they're seeing. There's no cameras involved here.
Right. That's right, and so monitoring has to be linked to supervision. We have over 50 parole officers that are assigned just to our electronic monitoring unit. They work around the clock, and they're out on the road across the state, following up when we see alerts, when we see unusual patterns, when we see anything that makes us concerned that a sex offender may be a place that's unusual for their history or potentially dangerous.
As we all know, though, kids are just about everywhere aside from the workplace. How would having a GPS device prevent an offender from committing that crime again? Say they're grocery shopping or say they're at the mall. How easy would it be for them to get a child into his or her vehicle and do the same thing again? Right.
I mean, it doesn't mean that we're following the offenders around the clock. That is true. The idea is that there are two pieces to this program. The first piece is preventative, that hopefully someone who knows they're being monitored and knows that we know where they are is going to be deterred from doing something they shouldn't do. If they engage in that kind of behavior that they shouldn't, then we're going to have a trail on them, and we're going to be able to share with other law enforcement agencies, yes, we can put this person there. And we've had several of those cases where we've been either able to help rule in or rule out a particular offender in a new offense situation.
Is there a point then where the offender gets to trade in the bracelet because they were good for X amount of time?
Right now, our program for high-risk sex offenders under the current law is that they're going to be monitored for life. However, they can go back to the court and ask that their tier be changed and that their risk level be lowered and potentially get off of monitoring in the future.
How do you feel about it personally? You think it's a good idea?
I think it's a good idea. I think New Jersey has demonstrated, as some other states have, that as part of a wraparound approach, what we call a containment approach with sex offenders, that this is an important piece. Along with that intensive supervision, we're introducing polygraph into our supervision regimen. So all those pieces together, we think, can do the job.
Does rehabilitation play a part in any way?
Absolutely. We also have in our approach therapy, counseling, both individual and group counseling, that we've partnered with some other agencies where we're helping offenders who can't necessarily afford that counseling to get in there and be in those individual and group settings with professionals, with a hope towards we can make them at least less dangerous.
Because like alcohol or drugs, something like this has been called an addiction, where a person will carry it around with them for the rest of their life.
Right, right. And that's why in the way that we use drug and alcohol testing for some offenders, we can use things like polygraph to rule in and out offenders in these cases.
All right, Captain, thanks for being here.
Great.
I'm Janelle Wolf, and thank you for watching Comcast Newsmakers. For all of us here, we'll see you next time.